Okay, Rufus must come and fix his things here.
Yeah, you can go ahead, coach. I think we can hear you.
Yeah, look, I'm just actually recovering from yesterday and the traveling, you know, so and at the same time we obviously have a task ahead of us that we need to focus on, you know, forget about yesterday. Yeah, look, like I always say, Nedbank is close to my heart, you know, and there's no way that you not encourage the players to do well, you know, based on the fact that already we are at a stage where it's becoming to encourage you to say something can happen. So, and we have nothing major this season apart from getting a good position in the league, but major as in a medal, you know. So we need to try and push as much as we can to see what we can get out of the cup.
Thank you, coach. Let's now take questions from the floor. Members of the media, just by a show of hands. I'll take the first question, please. Can you take us, Sobri?
Thank you very much, Fatu. It's Sobri Chabalala from TBR Solution Sports Program. Coach, job well done and congratulations. One see a lot of passion in you, just like one watch Conte. Coach, you are doing extremely well. And then now, do you mean to tell me that if you win this competition, it will motivate you, even your players, to believe in themselves that nothing is impossible going forward?
Yes, look, it's all about the players, you know, opening up routes for themselves, you know, securing contracts and all of that. One thing that will make me happy is in life is to see players growing, you know, during my tenure, because you get to a club. When you get to a club, you coach, you win, and there is no movement, you know, of players. There is no interest from clubs. There is no interest from the same club that you are playing for, you know, and you find yourself chopping and changing at the end of the season. But if players come up and raise up their hands and say, "Hey, I'm here," you know, it works well for them, and it also works well for the club because it's part of marketing, you know, and it not only that, it also markets the league and the trophies involved to say, here are other players, you know, that we haven't been seeing, we didn't know about. Now they are raising up their hands, you know, and that is key for me, for the players. Yes, I would want to have success, but I want the success of the players first. When they are successful, you become successful.
Thank you, coach. Let's move on to Litabo.
Thank you, Fatu. Good morning, coach. Morning, everyone. Coach, you've already played in the derby where you guys had an upper hand in the league, but also seeing not just that you guys have improved and they have their own problems. Do you rate this game to be one that can, you know, be able to get Baroka out of this position, that it would be a mistake to underestimate them? Or is it an issue of go as far as you can, like you said just a little earlier on, for you guys?
No, you approach every game with caution, you know, and with respect. It doesn't matter what happened in their last game or in your last game with them and whatever, things will not be the same. Obviously, could be that we have an even bigger upper hand, or, you know, it becomes this very difficult match You know, so you have to prepare yourself for any eventuality. So we understand, you know, the culture that one is trying to bring into the players is to say, listen, every match has its own occurrences. It has its own changes, you know, from what you played and what you saw. Even if you see them, you know, a club can get a drubbing of 5 from another club. It doesn't mean you'll give them 5. You know, so, but you just respect, you know, because motivations are different. And particularly when you play the cup, and in this particular instance, the Nedbank Cup, everybody wants to see themselves in the final because it is such a huge trophy. So we are very cautious, and you know, we also, that's why we pushed that we come from Durban tomorrow. We don't risk, you know, traveling today and, you know, having one day to rest and stuff like that.
Thank you, Coach. I think Sobri has a follow-up.
Fatu, I don't like asking 2 questions in a one press conference. I just make a follow because I see there's no one who's asking a question. It's not a question per se, it's a comment at your pleasure, Fatu. Coach, this is a comment. I don't want an answer from you. I hope you're not going to go back to Cheaper United. It looks like a very abusive relationship, not to say anything to the president of the team, but it was not looking good. I hope you're not going to go back to Cheaper. That's a comment, Coach.
Maybe it's a comment.
Okay, Litabo, once more.
Yes, Coach, the fans are coming back to the stadium this weekend for the first time in 2 years. Do you think that because a derby like this has not been able to attract big numbers, the absence that the fans have had for such a long time can be revived this time around?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so. You know, it will be so nice that when you have your first match, you know, it reaches the maximum of what is required now. It will be disappointing to have far lesser than that or less than that. You know, I hope it becomes that, so that that vibe can be there. You can imagine these players have been playing in isolation, so to speak, for lack of a better word, maybe. And now when you get these things, it will be a very lovely experience, particularly for those who've never really played behind a crowd. You know, you only get crowds these days in the December matches, you know, the tournaments in the township. So I hope they do that, because it brings out the best out of players so many times.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. I don't see any other hands, so we're gonna have to end it here. Thank you, Coach, and
Yes.
all the best for Saturday.
No,
No.
no.